Let's go on Zoom and speak with security expert Adam Bonner to throw some more perspective on the recent robberies in parts of the countries. Mr. Bonner, thanks for your time as always. And it's unfortunate that we have to keep talking about these daylight robberies and how emboldened these armed robbers have become. Isn't it worrying where we're going as a country in terms of how we're seeing mass armed robberies? And it's pretty worrying, if you ask me.
Yes, good afternoon.
Mr. Bonner, I can barely hear you. If you could speak up a bit.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, much better.
Okay, so because probably I'm on the beat, but some of us started talking about these things. Not today. Some of us started, asking those in charge to put in enough measures to ensure that the illicit firearms that are in the hands of these young people, as you ride through town, you see all these young boys riding, motorbikes, the Bullion riders, or they themselves carrying backpacks, and you don't know what is in the backpacks. And remains rotten, chances are that the situation is going to get worse. Let's not delude ourselves and say that, something is going to change if we don't do. And as far as I'm concerned, from the beginning of this year, or from last year into this year, we have recorded some of the very gory, dastardly. You know how the MP, the central, one of the MPs in the central region was killed. And in that, the president did tell the IGP, find him, or what would happen would happen. What has happened to the IGP? He hasn't found the killers of that MP. And it is business as usual. So what happened in the Jamestown area, in that overpopulated area? For me, I am not surprised because at the moment, crime fighting is at its worst. And until we fix the holes, we fix the challenges, Ghana is more or less becoming a nation where young people can brandish firearms and do what they want to do, and nobody cares. So you know what? Let's not joke with these things because until probably it gets to a nation, you'll never know these things are serious.
Well, Mr. Bonner, you've been keeping track of some of the circumstances in which some of these police officers have lost their lives in the line of duty. If you could remind us, how many have succumbed under this kind of operations?
No, there are so many, but I think in this year alone, about 3 of them. One of them I remember took place in the Bronx area. I think another took place in the Ashanti region area, and I think the latest one, but several of them, you can go back and check. Several of them have lost their lives. And the same yesterday, can you imagine that the homicide detectives who got there collected as many as 20 spent AK-47 shells? It means that these armed robbers, these are probably tacticians. These are people who knew what they were doing, and they discharged as many as 20 bullets from an AK-47. And if you know how powerful a bullet fired from an AK-47 is, from a 50 meters, it will still do a lot of damage. So that close range, no wonder 2 people died instantly. And I say that until probably the president sees it necessary to replace the current IGP, all the police officers who he has given attention to be in charge of various things, I think that they are tired. They should go for new police, for young ones who are waiting to probably climb to the top. And I say, it's done his bit. But at the moment, the current circumstances is so unfit, so incompetent to tackle the current, insecurity challenge we have in this country. And as far as I'm concerned, police officers are demoralized. And where I am parked, I can see bullion vans coming in, pickups coming in, cash and transit vans coming in with police officers, no body armor, no helmet, with their AK-47s, and I'm saying that, you see, this thing happened yesterday, and IGP issued some instructions. But wouldn't they have said, you know, this is the new strategy. Once you pick up a AK-47 to move with cash in transit, wear body armor, wear this and wear that, it is business as usual. They will go this morning to greet the families, and that would amount to what? Nothing. And so mine is that we are all at great risk if these people remain at home as we speak.
Okay, Mr. Bona, now you did indicate that they counted as many as 20 spent shells of the AK-47 bullets. In a case where there's indiscriminate shooting, what can one do to protect themselves from getting hit by a stray bullet?
Well, I think one of the guys in the area said something important. The first thing you do is to go down, and as much as possible, if you can remain down and crawl and move out of where the bullets, the sound of the firearms are coming from, the better. Where you are, if you can get, let's say, it shouldn't be a wooden structure, a metal structure. It has to be a complete concrete. If you can hide behind it, it's the best. But the most important thing is to go down flat. And if you can crawl, you crawl out of harm's way, because in a situation like that, when firearms, it's difficult to target somebody who is on the ground flat. But once the person is in the standing position,
it's an easier target.
Can easily hit you. It will hit your upper torso, your head, the vital area. It will hit your head, your chest, and once you get to your head or your chest, you should know that you will die. So I think that a lot needs to be done. You know, yesterday, 4 other police officers died in mysterious ways, and that hasn't been even discussed. It means that there's a lot that is happening, which needs to be looked at. It goes beyond probably just this discussion. There would have to be some structural changes within the Ghana Police Service.
Mr. Bona, thanks very much for your time. Mr. Bona there is a security analyst. But